Hello, welcome to Criminal Justice in a Nutshell. My name is Dr. John Fisher, and today's episode of Criminal Justice in a Nutshell is actually a welcome. It's a welcome message to the Ashford University's CRJ 524 Ethics and Criminal Justice class. I'm filming today from the McDonald's in Brownwood, Texas. Out at Brownwood State Park, there wasn't enough bandwidth in order for me to make videos and to get on the internet for the last couple days. So I apologize for the lateness of this video. I had to come in town. Normally I go to Starbucks to do that, but there is no Starbucks here in Brownwood, Texas. So I'm at McDonald's. I'm sure you can hear some background noise. They have the TV on, there's customers, and everything that goes on in McDonald's is going on while I'm filming this. So, ethics. And this is an introduction. And for those of you that have never seen my little Criminal Justice in a Nutshell videos, they're about 15, 20 minutes long. I try to keep them at about 15 minutes. And this is the introductory video. Each week I will put up a video and we'll discuss the issues in ethics. I'll talk about a different ethical philosophy, and a different ethical mandate, and how this applies to criminal justice. Okay, so let's jump in and dive in here. Below this video, you'll find a lot of text and other important information about this class and the things that you're going to need to do throughout this class, and the things that I expect. I expect all of you to get Grammarly and to check your writing with Grammarly, because I grade on grammar. I also grade on similarity and plagiarism. I run both Turnitin, that is provided through Ashford University, and I use Grammarly. And I compare the two, because Turnitin uses everything that's ever been turned into Ashford University, as well as everything from outside of Ashford University. And this way we can look for internal cheating and external cheating and plagiarism. Plagiarism is a capital offense, especially here in the graduate level. If I catch you plagiarizing, I will give you a 0. I will give you one attempt, one time. I will give you an opportunity to fix it and turn it back in. The second time that you commit this offense, I will give you a 0. The third time you committed the offense of plagiarism, I will file a IROD. I will file a complaint with Ashford University, and I will seek your termination from the program. So, 3 strikes and you're out. Sounds kind of familiar, don't it? 3 strikes laws are very prevalent within the criminal justice system. Whether they're ethical or not, that's something that we're going to be debating throughout the next 6 weeks. What is ethics? Socrates asked us he said ethics is the best way to live. How is the best way to live? And it's a philosophical philosophy. Ethics in the criminal justice system is governed by a code of conduct or code of professional responsibility. Okay. Ethics and morals are used interchangeably, and this is incorrect. This is not actually a correct way to do things. Ethics is a philosophy. Morality is the practice. So, ethics is a philosophical way to examine your character and the principles of right and wrong, good and bad, righteous and evil. Morality is the practice of those ideals regularly, which makes them a habit. Just because you lie once doesn't make you a liar. You lie twice, well, maybe. But if you lie as often as some of our politicians do, then you become a pathological liar and you're immoral. Okay. Sleeping around is, having sexual shakedowns. You guys are all criminal justice professionals, or you want to become criminal justice professionals, excuse me. So, sexual shakedowns is immoral. If somebody offers you sex in exchange for a ticket or for an arrest, this would be immoral. This would be wrong. It's also unethical because it violates every principle of criminal justice philosophy. Okay, so morality is the internalization of your philosophy and the philosophy that you choose to live by. Okay, it's your relationships with others. How should you have a relationship with others? Within a lot of different cultures, we have the golden rule, which is treat others as you wish to be treated. There are some cultures that say treat others poorly before they treat you poorly. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's a theory, and that's a philosophy. With morality, we have to view our actions in a way that does not violate another individual's life. Now, I'm free to do whatever I want to do, as long as I'm not interfering in your life. Okay. Anatole France stated that the law is majestic, and it has a majestic equality because it forbids a rich man and a poor man, a white man, a black man, a brown man, a green man, a yellow man, an orange man, a red man, or the orange man, President Trump, from sleeping under a bridge and from stealing bread. Okay, the law is not racist. The law is equal, and it doesn't matter. If panhandling is illegal, it's illegal. If stealing is illegal, it's illegal, and it is applied. Where our ethical is, where our racist and racial discrimination issues come in, is the way that those laws are applied. He also stated that what's meant is under the law, all men are created equal, and they're supposed to be. Every man and woman is created the same. They are equal, and they're treated the same under the law, equally. And where we find our problems within social justice is the application of that law. Okay, so everybody gets equal justice under the law, and that's the way that it should be. Ethics in criminal justice is a topic that should ensure that all men are given due process. And regardless of your race, regardless of your religion, regardless of your gender, regardless of your gender identification, everybody should receive due process. And that includes the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 14th Amendments. If you don't know what those amendments are, and you don't know about them by heart, I suggest you go read them, because we're going to be talking about them over the next 6 weeks, and how we as a court system, how the criminal justice system has applied due process to the country and to the world. Each division of the criminal justice system has its own ethical requirements. The police, the prosecutors, defense attorneys, judges, probation, parole officers, corrections officers, lawyers. We all have our own code of conduct. We have our own way of doing things. Okay? All have different rules and regulations governing their actions on their job. What a prosecuting attorney or district attorney has to do is different than what a defense attorney has to do, which is different than what a cop has to do. Consequences and actions of the actions of how our actions affect others and in the future. The character is another subset of ethics. Yeah, we ask you to evaluate your entire life. Throughout this course, I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna challenge your thought processes. I'm gonna challenge the way that you look at things, because it's important to do so. Okay, so throughout the rest of the semester, you're going to be doing a whole lot of work. I'm going to provide you with an announcement every Sunday that will cover the next week. On Sunday or Monday, I will give you a video of last week. Okay, so this week you're going to compile a comprehensive job description. Hold on, let me back up. Your final research paper is to compile a comprehensive job description for your line of work and your intended line of work, or what you want to do with your life. When you get your master's degree from Ashford University, what job do you want? Yeah, I'm going to make you create that. You're going to identify all the stakeholders. Okay, so if you're a probation officer, for example, because I was a probation officer for a number of years, who are the stakeholders within the probation department? Well, you've got the department, you've got the judges, you've got the attorneys. These are all stakeholders, okay? But you've also got the clients. The people that are on probation are stakeholders. Okay, so you're going to need to identify all of the stakeholders. You're going to describe at least 3 particular work scenarios where ethical decision making and moral action must be taken in the position. For example, while I was a probation officer down in South Texas, West Texas, I had a problem. My coworker, my partner, there were 2 of us in this particular county. The probation department spanned 10, 15 different counties, 20 different counties. It was a huge department. But there was a couple of us in every county. Okay. I was in the office in this small little town. And my partner was a female. And I had a court hearing on Monday morning. And I wasn't ready for trial. So I decided I was going to go to court, go to the courthouse, go to my office. And I was going to sit down and I was going to prepare for court because I had an MTR hearing. An MTR is a motion to revoke. I was trying to revoke somebody's probation and send him to prison. And in order to do that, I had to get the district attorney to agree with me. And then I had to present my case and present my findings and my rationale for revoking probation to the court. And the court would decide, yes, we agree with Officer Fisher, or we disagree with Officer Fisher, and we proceed from there. So I go into my office and I walk in on my female partner. She's on my desk, and she's having sex with one of my heroin junkies that was on my caseload. I turned her in because that's a first-degree felony. That's punishable by up to life in prison without the possibility of parole. I turned her in. I was told to mind my own business. She can do what she wants. And that's unethical. And I had a decision to make. What do I do? Well, I went higher. My boss didn't do anything about it. I went to the chief probation officer. The chief probation officer said, that's none of your business. You just don't worry about what she has to say or what she's doing. I said, but that's unethical. This guy's an inmate. He's a correctional defendant. He's under correctional supervision, and she's a corrections officer. And basically, she's in charge of the office because of tenure. If he upsets her, pisses her off, or does something, she can use her power and authority to have his probation revoked. I was told, mind your own business. Well, I didn't take that. So I went to the Texas Rangers. And I said, hey, this is going on, and this is what she's doing. And I was told, well, she does that a lot. She's got a problem, and you shouldn't be judging her for having consensual sex with heroin addicts. I go, yeah, but this heroin addict is on my caseload. He's on probation. He should be in prison. And I was told my own business, that it was not my responsibility. So I quit. I turned in my badge. I quit the department. I wrote a letter to the judge explaining what was going on. The judge agreed with me, but because the cops and nobody would prosecute, nobody would file charges, the judge banned her from the county, said she will never work probation in this county again, in my jurisdiction again. The chief probation officer was forced to retire, and things just got nasty and ugly. That's the point where I decided I was going to come teach. And because ethics is important, ethics and the way that we handle ourselves and the way that we behave and the way that we hold our character as criminal justice professionals is extremely important, not only to us personally, but to the society. If we act in an ethical and moral way, our decisions will be unquestionable. Our decision making, our discretion, they might be questioned. They might be questioned, but if it can be shown that it's moral and ethical, we're going to be exonerated for anything that we've done. So, you're going to also have to evaluate the pros and cons of 2 ethical theories. And I'm going to be making videos over the next 6 weeks of different ethical theories. In a 15, 20-minute video, that's going to be hard. but I'll cram in as much information as I can in order to ensure that you get a grasp on those philosophies. You're going to evaluate the pros and cons of at least two. You're going to create your own code of ethics, or your own code of conduct for the position that you have created and described above. You're going to design a best practices checklist for your selected position, and you're going to propose how your code of ethics will prevent or positively impact all of the stakeholders in the position. Okay, so that's your final project. Don't wait till week 6 to start this. Start it today, because if you don't start it today, you're going to be slapping it together, and then you're going to end up with a bad grade. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff for you to view, a lot of stuff for you to review over the next couple days. Don't forget to do your introduction posts. I want to welcome you to class. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, so this has been Dr. John Fisher. Criminal justice in a nutshell. Welcome to CRJ 524, Ethics in Criminal Justice.